So the first strat I want to show off is the shift boost. So basically a shift boost, we're just going to show the first one. There's other shift boosts you can get. So for the first one though, what we're going to do is, once we're on this cutscene, we're going to hold W, skip the cutscene, and as soon as we see Leon, we're going to hit shift. And now you see how the door is 5.08, so that's with the shift boost. Now let me show you what the time is without the shift boost. So if I don't do the shift boost, so say I'm going to hold shift during the cutscene. See how Leon does this little jerky motion before he gets up to speed? And so now our time is 5.23, 5.30. So that's the advantage of the shift boost. And you can get the shift boost off of other cutscenes. There's shift boost off of shots as well. So that's the shift boost. Next, we're going to talk about quick turns. So normally you'll be able to see this where we walk around like that. However, now you can also see if I right click and then click, if I right click, hold shift and right click and then push one of the side buttons, I can do something called a quick turn. They're very useful for going around corners quickly. For example, I come here and I want to go around this corner, I can quick turn. Or if I want to go up the staircase, I can do that thing. So it's something to get used to, so I right click, and then I click one of the arrow buttons. So left or right, A or D in this case. And that will allow you to just quickly go around something. And you can even do multiple of them and go around a corner like that. So that's something that helps you get used to the movement in the game and makes you go a bit faster. Next, we're going to talk about pickups. So you will think in a game that picking something up facing right at it would be the best option. But actually, for RE2R, for some reason, picking it up from the side is faster, like 0.2 seconds or something. But like it adds up with the amount of times you have to pick things up. So it's better for us to pick things up from the side. So that's why when you're watching a runner, you'll see them like run just a little bit off to the side of it, because it's a bit faster to pick up an item and activate things from an angle. Next trick we're going to show you is stair skating. So I'm going to show you, this is what you run up the stairs normally. And then this is how it looks when you're stair skating. Right? So it's a bit faster, but you don't want to be spamming it. You don't want to go... There's a little bit of a rhythm to it. So it's like... There's an actual animation you're supposed to look for. I don't have the animation memorized. I just try to do like a rhythm thing. So that's the stair skating mechanic. In the room with Elliot. After you open this door with Elliot and we go over here, when you see that first knock, you're going to pause for about 5 seconds. Now, the reason that we do this is because this is a real-time event, this door. And so this saves you like 5 seconds overall. So like when I unpause, in like 1 second, he's going to burst through the door. Alright, and now we're still not done. Next, this part might seem a bit challenging. You look at these guys, and you just run towards the side of this locker. And then you run right by them. Sometimes that zombie on the right there will aggro. And so you'll get grabbed. But then you just reset, and this is like 2 minutes into the game, so it's not that bad of a reset. Okay, so this next strat I'm going to show you comes a little bit after you grab the spade key, and you bypass Marvin, and you go to where the bolt cutters is, so you have to meet up with Claire. So, you see a lot of runners do this after you open the spade key door. So, you hear the helicopter coming, you run towards here, and as soon as the helicopter's about to crash, look, aim down sight, and it propels you a little bit forward, and that's... Okay, so the next strategy I'm going to show you is something that helps you with the liquor coming up. So this liquor, I do a little stair skate before I come in this room, because he acts a little bit properly, a little bit better when you leave. And so now, once you go through, you're going to want to look at him, and this will make sure that liquors get a bit shy when you're looking at them, so they don't get super aggressive. And then once you know that you're free, you can run away from him. Alright, so I'm going to show you two different ways for the Maiden Medallion to deal with this bomb. So when you pick up this pouch, you put it in, you need to go through this door. If you don't go through this door, this bookshelf closes. You can't get through. Now, the safe way is you can stand here. You have a very low chance of getting blasted back by the bomb, and then you can do your medallion. Otherwise, the slightly faster area to stand, after you grab the pouch, the medallion, or put the C4 down, and go through the door. You go through, you turn around, and then you can come here and stand by this grate, and then once the bomb goes off, you can quick turn, go, and then grab the medallion. This next part is what not to do when fighting G1. So, some of you may be finding that G1 is grabbing you when you're trying to fight him. And so, I'll show you why that happens. Or usually why. So, you start your G1 fight.
No choice. Gotta take it down.
And your G1 fight goes badly because of some stuff. But once he does this, if you stand a bit too far to the front, like here, he's going to run and grab you. Now, what you need to do is, I'm going to have to get back to G1 because the save spot has to be back here. But what you need to do is you need to be on his side. So let's go through that fight again. So if you're on the side, he doesn't usually grab you. Sometimes it happens, but normally... Alright, so now what I do is I look, and then I stay on this side, and I try to be right next to his big eye. I'm a bit... Yeah, there we go. And notice how he didn't grab me that time, and so you're able to keep fighting him until he dies. Now, my knife slashes aren't the best, so like the fight takes a bit longer than like world record people. But that's the basics of how to fight G1 without getting grabbed. I know because I've had issues with that. And thank you, Wildy. Yes, for Leon, you want to hold your knife slashes. I think on Claire, Claire players tap very fast or something because Claire has a different way. But for Leon, you want to hold. And another thing is that Leon's knife, the box is like out past the cursor for some reason. It's like out here. So you get longer slashes the further it hits. After you killed G1, and if you're hurt, you can grab this green herb as safety. There's no issue, like once you're learning the speedrun, there's no problem taking extra heals just in case, so that you can actually get through the run. Another safety strat you can do is after G1, if you want to have extra space in this locker, there's a pouch that you can grab to give yourself extra room for healing items, 2 more slots for healing items, and that really helps when you're learning the run. Alright, so for this next part, I'm going to show you the line to dodge this dog. So you run around here, along this fence, he's going to jump, you're going to quick turn, and then you get to the end of this fence, and you're going to slow turn, and that dog will miss you. Next, I'm going to quick turn here, and then to get through this dog room, I'm going to go into it. Now my line, I run straight like this, and then I turn, and the dog jumps behind me, and then you can get through. And then for this line, you keep running here. There'll be a dog behind me, I turn to this wall, that dog will jump, and then you can get through. So you have to pay attention because you can hear him, and see how he almost got me. Sometimes that will happen, but usually you'll get through. Alright, another strat that you can use for green hallway is when you're running here, shoot the floor right about there, run at the bench, grab that, and now you can just wait till this guy bites you for the DA manipulation, and then you can run on through the shutter, and you get through. For this next strat, I'm going to show how I do green hallway. So what I do is I run. And the second I get here, I aim right for that bench. I quick turn, and then I quick turn again. This time that guy was being weird. And then you turn and let him bite your back while the shutter's going up. And then you're going to run through and heal with the first aid spray we picked up. Forward. So if you don't want to use a flashbang for this next part, what you can do is you can run up, shoot here, go like this, and then go like that, and get the thing, run here, and take the back bite. And then that will allow you to get through green hallway without using a flashbang. For the next strat, I'm going to show you safe green hallway. So you can do this with the flashbang that you picked up in the bolt cutter room. Come about here, toss your flashbang. Once it flashes them, you can run, put the fuse in, and they'll stay flashed until those shutters open. And if Elliot's too close, just shoot him and run through. And so that's how you can get through safely. It's a bit slower, and you don't get to do the DA manipulation. But if you're having trouble with that room, that's a way you can flash through. For this next part, I'm going to show you the club key room early lever dodge. So what I do is I line myself up with this little water spot right there, turn, make sure you click and get the lever, and then you can run right between these two people. After you grab the gravity, quick turn back, shoot Misty, and then you're going to do something called a pause buffer while leaving. So what a pause buffer is since we're able to pause the game, we can pause repeatedly and look to see where he is. So now that we see that he's here, I'm going to go to the right and dodge around him. And so that's how we can get through the club key. Alright, this next strat I want to show you is the safe strat for the club key. So once you've grabbed the big gear out of this room, oh, that zombie's coming through. You can go in this locker and grab an extra flashbang grenade. So now, with that extra flashbang, when we go down the club key, you can come here, throw the grenade, flash the two zombies, turn the lever, and then you can go in, grab the club key, and leave with no issues. That was a bit slower than you can usually do it, but that's the general idea of that strategy for the safe strat. So after you get the club key and you turn the water, you come here. Now, Mr. X is going to show up. What you want to do is you want to line yourself up with this wall, look at it, and then aim at Mr. X. He's going to punch, and then you can run past him. Alright, so now if you don't stand in the right spot for Mr. X, so say I'm too far forward, Mr. X is just going to walk towards you and then punch you. So we don't want that to happen. So we want to make sure that we're lined up with that wall. So for the next part in this room with the liquor, you pick up this ammo, I reload, and then we look up at the ceiling. That'll cause the liquor to go up there. You shoot the liquor. The reason we shoot that liquor is that when we go into this club key room, on our way out, the liquor shouldn't be there. And then we just have to worry about dodging Mr. X. So see, you don't hear the liquor anymore. And now Mr. X is coming. We do that, and we just run past him. So now, leaving the club key room, we're going to left turn, left quick turn, and Mr. X should appear. But if he doesn't appear because you went too fast, sometimes he'll show up right here. So what you can do is you can aim, he'll punch, and you can run past him. Go through here. I go around the guy's back. So one of the things that you can do for Mr. X is you can aim at him, he'll punch, and then you can just run past him. The other strat we do is a little like quick turn behind, but this aim strat works usually, so it shouldn't be that bad. Alright, next is the library manip. Sometimes it works. I haven't been getting it lately. So usually what that does is it will make the zombies not come towards you. So let's see if it worked. So that one's starting to come at me, but I think I should be able to get the library moved before he bites me. And so that's the manipulation. Usually you can get bit there.
On this.
So this clock tower is another part where we use pause buffering. So when you're going through this door, we pause buffer to see where the zombie is. So now you can see where he is, and so since he's staring that way, I'm going to go to the left, and I should dodge him. So the next dodge of this zombie is a little finicky. I'm going to try to go into it straight, and then I'm going to, once he shows up a bit, I'm going to lunge using my S key. So I'm going to go in straight and lunge using the S key, and then I'll dodge him like that. These dogs, sometimes they're here, sometimes they're not. Okay, he is, but you should be able to just run at him, and he'll run away from you. And now this one, what I do is I go along this cop car, and then go along this white car, and then usually it's free. So a quick turn. Alright, and then so the dogs were free. I'll show how to get out of the RPD if you're missing your flashbang grenade. So this is a safer strat, it's just a lot slower. You'll run here, Mr. X will show up, you can aim at him, and he'll punch, and you'll run through him. And then you can just shoot this zombie and run past them all. And that'll get you out of the RP. So the second strat I'm going to show you is the regular DA manipulation. So you run forward, about here, shoot this zombie in the head, and throw the grenade. You'll flash Mr. X, and then you can get out of here safely. Now, let me show you something. It's very important that you run forward halfway. Because if you don't run forward and go through here, and just throw the flashbang, say, here, Mr. X won't get flashed, and he'll probably punch you in the face and ruin your run. This third strat is the backbite. This is the DA manipulation strat. So you don't shoot this zombie. You run here, about there, turn around, take a backbite, and then you can run past, and Mr. X, as you see on the left, is flashed out. And that's our DA manipulation strat for you. Forward far enough. And I didn't throw the flashbang far enough. So Mr. X doesn't spawn until you get to like about halfway through there. And so that's why X wasn't flashed. Now, when leaving here, you want to run through the center. And then we're going to cut right about here. And we're going to go to the right of this car and this APC. And that's what causes Ada to start running faster. So instead of, like, Ada will usually walk and listen to that, but instead now she's running. So she'll get to the end of the street by the time I get to Kendo's.
Road's out. Going through that gun shop looks like the only way.
So the safer way to get around this zombie, if you're worried about doing that dodge, is you can just look at him and then go around here. And then leaving's the same way. So that's the safer way if you don't want to get bitten by that. So next we're going to do this Ada sewer zombie dodge. So I'm going to stairskate like that, I'm going to quick turn here, and then I'm going to turn this corner and aim directly for the center between the zombie. And it'll allow me to pass right through him. It takes a bit of practice to get that dodge. Sometimes it works, sometimes you'll still get bit. And then on the way back, the safer strat that I still use is to run up to him and just shoot him in the head and then run by. So this is the Ada furnace section. What you do first is you shoot all the remaining ammo you have left while waiting for Annette to finish talking. Look at this part on this wall, back here. And as soon as she starts trying to burn you, you start clicking. Move to this wall. Once that's good, do that. Once you get to that, you try to get both of those at the same time. And then move forward to this wall. And so that's how you... So for this GAdult here, you can run through the middle, shoot him, and then just go off to the side, and he's an easy dodge. And now, something else I wanted to mention that's coming up on this long staircase here is that at the top, it may look like you have room for a quick turn,
Interesting.
but talking to the top runners, they say to just do a slow turn up here and don't do a quick turn. So in the fallen room, there's two things that you can do. So first, this is a free RNG that we can go behind him like that. So the first thing I'm going to show you is what I usually do during runs, and that's try to shoot off this zombie's legs. So he'll lunge at me, I'll drop down, and then I'll shoot him in the legs, and that will make the pass back a lot easier because that zombie won't be there anymore, because he's going to die as soon as he falls into the water. The second thing you can do in this room is if you're scared of the GAdults coming up, we'll wait for this gate to open. You can drop down and grab this safety hand grenade over here. And then you can leave. And that will give you an extra, in case you get grabbed by a GAdult, it will give you an extra grenade to defend yourself. So the next strategy I'm going to show you is how to get past these GAdults. On 60 it's a bit harder, so we're going to shoot this guy, run past him, see this little divot in the wall, we line up with it, and then we run straight, and then that GAdult won't grab you. Now what they do on 120, which isn't consistent on 60, is they...
Oh my god. This is getting worse.
We'll shoot this guy, run past him, and run straight, and shoot that guy, and then he'll dive, but on 60 it's not consistent. So it's easier to do this other dodge, and it's free like 95% of the time that I've done it. Okay, so movement in this area is important. Quick turn, another quick turn, 3 Stairskates, 2 more quick turns, and then you'll get to the queen plug. Now, part of the video will be showing you how to do the menu. So right now I'm just putting up movement. Obviously you don't want to run into the wall. I do 2 quick turns around here, Stairskate up, pick up the king plug, drop down, run through here, dodge this zombie, put the king plug in, grab the flamethrower with the mouse, move it into the bottom right, pick up this, shoot this guy in the head. Now here's some more movement. We do a quick turn, pick up the plug, quick turn back, move this over, pick up the queen, put the king in, quick turn around, grab the queen, couple more quick turns, quick turn, quick turn, quick turn, and then quick turn back. So obviously that looked a lot complicated. So there's an easier way to get through it. You can just go through, Stairskate, turn around slowly, grab it, and whatever makes you feel comfortable around this room. But that's one of the ways that you can optimize this room, is with a bunch of different quick turns to get you where you need, and to have a menu that you know how to use. So this GAdult, sometimes he gives you a free, so if you hear him do that scream, you can pass on the right side free, and then run through. Now the GAdult coming up, the optimal thing to do, which I've never done, is to shoot his eye while he's running at you. But the safer thing to do is just climb up here, walk over, wait for him to do the little thing, and then jump down and run. That only loses like 2 seconds versus shooting him, and so I think that's an acceptable time loss. This is how the G2 fight goes. So after you put in your puzzle, you walk around, and you see this little hose here. So I come here, turn around, and then I step back and throw the grenade. And you want to see 94.6 in the corner there. Then after G2 hits once, you aim down like that, go to 320 fuel. In that case, 316. Do a quick turn there, a quick turn here, and run down. He's gonna slash, but you should get iframes from the ledge. Hit the button. I quick turn back and use the fuel to 240. Or in this case, 236. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So in this case, we didn't do as much damage, so we're going to burn him once.
Now I got you.
And then it should hit him. And that's a G2 fight. On console, I'd go down to, just to ensure,
Let's hope that's the last of them.
I'd go down to like, say 200 down here, and hit him the 10 times with that knife, and that should kill him. And now, if you noticed, I did this little thing where like I picked up the ammo and then I ran over here to aim at him, and then I ran forward and dodged like that. That's so that where he's not over here, because sometimes if you go like here and aim, he'll end up over here and then not get hit by the crane, and we don't want that because then he won't die. Alright, so this is going to be for lab lickers. So after you grab the modulator, you gotta watch out on the staircase, because some of these zombies take more than one headshot. That guy took one, and let's see this guy. This guy is usually notorious for taking more. Alright, so they both took one. You want to make sure you have your flashbang equipped. Now we go in here. We look up at the second, straight up, shoot it, toss the grenade, the flash, and make sure that they're both on the ceiling. Hopefully they'll both be on the ceiling, so they'll fall down like that. Now the default commands, which are still mine, are Q, D, S, S, S. And then you want to look at the at the lickers while you're running through. He licked me, but that's okay. Sometimes they'll lick, but you don't want to get slashed. So the only reason that put me in caution is because I had to do what are called DA manipulations.
You left the freezer.
And so I was already at lower health. But if you're just learning, you'll have healing items with you. Now, when you're leaving this area, if you didn't kill the zombies, which is a safer strategy, what you want to do is do more pause bufferings. So we want to look around the corner while pausing. Make sure there's no zombies, and then throw the flashbang, flash them, quick turn here, and make sure we're looking at these lickers. They might turbo. This guy looks like he's going to behave, and then that's how you do lab lickers. So next we're going to show if there's an IV turned around behind you, for example this one, you can go and you can just knife him and then get past. For the first one, we're going to do L1, left stick right once, right stick right 3 times, and then you'll get your default one. And now for the second one, we're going to hit R1, left, right, and then you'll get them. And those are the optimal modulator on controller. So next is the G3 fight. So notice I have 340 fuel and around 667, 6800 DA. So you go, start flaming. We're going to go around his left side. He's going to do a swing. We back up, turn around and go in front of him, and we stop here. He'll jump back, and we wait till he starts moving at us to start backpedaling. He's going to jab. We're going to move forward. He's going to jump back again. Once again, we wait for him to start moving towards us before we start backpedaling. He's going to jab again, and then you keep moving backwards towards the flamer fuel while burning him. When you get to around 24, grab it, refuel, stand here, and burn him. He's going to jump back. As soon as he does that, move towards him. He'll do a jump, like a swing like that, run forward, dodge it, and then just stand here and burn him to death. Now, sometimes he'll grab one of these canisters. That's fine. You can keep burning. And then when he's about to throw it at you, you walk forward and turn like this, and it'll miss you, and you can keep burning him. So if G3 goes badly, there's a safety first aid spray you can grab right here. As well as, if you're afraid of this manipulation not working, you can pick up the safety knife. Or if you don't have enough ammo for this manipulation to work. So this isn't always consistent on 60, but what you can do is you can grab, sit on this, shoot over that one, and then shoot the second canister. Now we'll see if it worked. Okay, so that guy got manipulated. And that one got manipulated. So we can just run past them. And next, before the Tyrant Tango, is dodging Mr. X when he shows up here. So what I do is I run here, go about halfway and aim at him. And he should punch, and then you can just run right past him. Next I'm going to show you the Tyrant Tango. So you're going to run up to him, and you're going to slash him. You want to stagger him 3 times, and then you're going to stick to his soft arm, and then just run past when he does those little jabs. Then what you can do is you can stand behind these to make him force him to grab them, because sometimes he'll do that when you're right next to them, and he'll do damage to you. And we don't want that. So you always want to stick to the small arm, and then he'll alternate between those 2 attacks, which are easy enough to dodge. And now what I do is we run back, forward, and that's a safe version to do it, and then you can shoot him, and Tyrant's dead.